All right, Shalom. This is Gamali out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Icon pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, this is a quick lesson. It's going to be entitled, It's Only Going to Get Harder. And, I'm talking about this walk, us being in this truth and knowing what's to come. Okay, we understand the prophecies, Romans 15:4, whatsoever things were written before time for our learning. So we understand the prophecy, and that means we should also understand that things are going to get more difficult, in the process. All right, there's going to be, a lot of hell, a lot more hell to catch. All right, a lot of tribulation. We know that we're going into the time of Jacob's trouble. That's not going to be an easy time. All right, that's why the scriptures tell us to be sober, which I may get that. This is Matthew 7:14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. All right, so yeah, straight is the gate. Now that word straight is not literally walking in a straight path or a straight line. That's talking about difficult. So enter ye in at the straight gate, the difficult gate. All right, for wide is the gate. Yeah, because the path that leadeth to destruction is wide, is very vast. There's more people that are going to die on the planet Earth than that will be saved. All right, and the elect is a very is a very small number, compared to the whole world. All right, so straight is the gate. Enter ye in the straight gate. It says, verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Okay? So only few find life. There's only few that find life through YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. There's only a few right now that actually even know the name YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All right? So it's going to get tough. Times are going to get tough. All right, what did I say I was gonna get? It was I forgot that fast. Lord willing, it'll come back. Let's see, what I want to get now. Let's get this. Ecclesiastes 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So this is the mindset we have to be in, preparing our soul for temptation. All right, because we're coming into the hour of temptation. All right, which is going to be, it's going to try all souls. Okay, everyone's going to be met with an enormous amount of temptation, because you're going to be starving. You're going to be starving. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose, so many different things. Regular life is going to be non-existent. Okay, regular everyday life is not going to be a thing anymore. So it's going to be a thing of, that's not going to be easy to conquer, okay, and deal with. It's not going to be an easy thing to deal with. So it's gonna get difficult. The elder Bishop Atazwan in our camp always says, well, he did a lesson years ago, the dynamics of the truth is going to change. And what's going to change? It's going to get harder. It's going to get tougher. All right. So what does that mean? That means we got to elevate ourselves, because, you know, just like a video game, when you go to that next level, all right, you can't be using the same skills. You know, you got to implement new strategies. You know, you got to, you know what I'm saying, you got to beat them bosses differently. You know, whereas, you know, the other levels were more, you know, you got different levels: easy, hard, easy, medium, hard. All right. Right now, you could say we're on the medium level. you know, because things ain't easy, but it definitely ain't hard. But things are gonna get to a point where it's gonna be difficult. You know, we're gonna be on the hard level. You know, they got like certain video games. You got all Madden Pro or whatever it is. You know, I'm not really a gamer, but then in 2K you got Pro, or, you know, whatever that hardest level is. That's what we're gonna be on. But it says, verse 2: set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. All right, set our heart aright, set our mind aright, meaning be in the right spirit. Okay, be sober. You know, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Yeah, so cleave unto him, cleave unto YAHAWASHI, that we may be increased. You know, we gotta cleave unto the spirit of YAHAWASHI, not depart. Okay. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. And that's another thing. We have to have an enormous amount of patience, you know, going into this day, because it's going to be evil. All right. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And so we have to also have that mindset that, hey, the Lord is doing this for our benefit. Okay. Yeah, the Lord's going to bring us low. The Lord's going to really test us. But gold is tested. Gold is the most precious metal, you know. And if gold is tested, then you know, if we're likened unto gold being a precious metal, then that means we're of value to the Lord. Okay, we're of value to the Lord, you know. Let's see. That was the point on that. Now, man, the cops are out today. All right, First Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right. And so the spirit right now is pushing being circumspect, because there's demons out here, you know. There's demons that you know, these people are walking in darkness. All right. They don't have the spirit of the Lord. All right, they have the spirit of darkness on them. All right, so, you know, and it doesn't mix. Our spirits don't mix with the world. And so we may not have had to even do anything. Really, we haven't done anything. You know, we're blameless. But, you know, these people, you know, those demons on them, they don't like what we're doing. So to the point where, you know, these people may try to well, you know, according to prophecy, you know, they're going to slander us. They're gonna, you know, say evil things of us. You know, they're gonna say, oh, you know, they're racist. They're sexist. They don't, you know, they gotta go. You know, they're homophobic. They're against love. They're against, you know, they teach hate. You know, all those things. And you know, they're gonna say those things, man. And even, you know, physically, you know, these people may physically try to attack brothers. So we have to stay prayed up, and we have to stay circumspect, always be on our watch, you know, because look, it says it. Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about. So Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, is on these people, you know, to test us. We just read that gold is tried, and it's approved by YAHAWASHI. You know, this Satan gets the green light by YAHAWASHI to test us. All right, just like Job. You know, they get the green light to do those things, and this earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the Lord gave Satan dominion over this kingdom. Okay. All right, it says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in brethren that are in the world. Okay. So yeah, you gotta remain steadfast in the faith and contend for the faith. You know, we should be leaning onto YAHAWASHI closer now than ever. And there's fearful things happening, you know, certain things that are coming out, you know, it's fearful. It makes you walk in fear. You know, it makes you walk in fear and being careful, you know, being very careful and cautious, you know, because Satan is out. Satan is out. He's seeking whom he can get. He wants to get at you. All right. Let's see. But the power of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Yahawashi HaMashiach, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. You know. So yeah, he's the one that's gonna he's the one that's establishing us. Okay. He's settling us. He's gonna give us that protection, and he's gonna see that we make it through and endure. You know. So ultimately, it's going to boil down whether we're of the elect or not. And if we are of the elect, then, you know, hey, the Lord's going to work for us. Okay, we're going to be all right. All right, brother's going to be all right. So, you know, with that, just wanted to touch on those things. And Lord willing, you were edified. End up by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakudash. Devil honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.